The 50th staging of the Tissot Superpole Race gets underway. Xavi Vierque straight to the inside line, almost on the grass there as they move away. And Alvaro Bautista's picked off Axel Bassani in the fight towards the first turn. Toprak Razgatlioglu has the inside line into Tamburello. Michael Ruben Rinaldi with a good jump as well. And he's got through, by the looks of it, on Axel Bassani. So Bassani tumbling backwards in the early stages, and Rinaldi almost alongside Alvaro Bautista. So it's Pata Yamaha 1-2. It's then Ducati 3, 4 and 5. Jonathan Ray now up ahead of teammate Alex Lowe. So Lowe's with a really good start, rocketing through to P7, up ahead of Scott Redding and Danilo Petrucci. So Petrucci up inside those top 9 places. But as I said before we got underway, watch for Xavi Vierque. He's already moved up into P10. This is the fight at the front. Locatelli with a little bit of an advantage over Toprak Razgatlioglu. Bautista versus Razgatlioglu once again. This time it's for second position.
Yeah, star of the show in that opening lap was Rinaldi. You can see Jonathan Ray trying to follow him through on Bassani now into the top 5, but Rinaldi making lots of progress. Brad Ray was the big loser, goes from 6th to 12th.
And Jonathan Ray now eyeing up Michael Ruben Rinaldi, under braking as well, and he's got through into the Variante Alta. So Jonathan Ray with swift progress as ever in the early stages.
Rinaldi pushed so wide, he's going to be vulnerable from Lowe's and Bassani behind them.
Yes, Bassani directly ahead of Alex Lowe as Toprak Razgatlioglu comes under siege from Alvaro Bautista on his way down the hill. We saw that attempted move on a few occasions yesterday. Alvaro Bautista sweeps to the outside of Toprak Razgatlioglu in towards Tamburello. Once again, Razgatlioglu deep on the brakes, holds up Bautista, sends him offline. Now an opportunity for Ray and Rinaldi to try and capitalise. The rhythm interrupted for Alvaro Bautista. Further back, Rinaldi versus Bassani. Once again, that rivalry continues this weekend here in Imola, but it's the other way around compared to what we saw in race 1. It was Bassani going backwards yesterday afternoon. In this occasion, he's got through on Michael Ruben Rinaldi. So a nice pass there from him. Rinaldi, we know, will immediately try to respond, but Bassani for the moment, top independent in P5, well clear of Danilo Petrucci, and now, once again, second Ducati ahead of Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Great defensive ride from Andrea Locatelli, but he's going to need to be inch perfect and as deep on the brakes as he dares, because Toprak Razgatlioglu is now just a 1/10 of a second away as we start lap 5, and a big opportunity into the Tamburello chicane, but again Razgatlioglu has to back out of it. He's got to get straight back onto the racing line because Bautista too is ready to bound. Andrea Locatelli still holds station, but really they are now clambering all over the tail of him. It's just moments away, a potential pass, and here it comes from Alvaro Bautista on Toprak Razgatlioglu for second position. Locatelli has so valiantly held off his teammate Razgatlioglu for half of this Tissot Superpole Race distance. We'll see how long, though, he can hold back Alvaro Bautista. It might be as early as the Tamburello chicane on lap number 6. Bautista's got 2 moves done in 2 turns.
Yeah, there's no team orders at Yamaha, but Locatelli's defence is going to cost Yamaha this race win potentially.
Andrea Locatelli will come back now at Alvaro Bautista. He's going to have to make the pass swiftly. We see that whenever Bautista is in clear air, he's got an extra couple of 1/10 of a second at his disposal, and Razgatlioglu now needs to clear Locatelli swiftly, and he makes quite a forceful attempt down the inside into Tosa. The two almost touch, and Razgatlioglu, trying to avoid clipping the side of Locatelli, squirms and squirrels his way off turn 7. He knows that his momentum is killed. He's even coming under attack from Jonathan Ray, and I think he also knows that this is now Bautista's to lose.
Yeah, and you could see there on the exit at Tosa, Toprak just shake his head as he wasn't able to make that move on Locatelli. He knows that the chances of winning this race are getting smaller and smaller every metre that Bautista stays in front.
There was a bit of a mistake from Andrea Locatelli into Acqua Minerale as well. That's why Razgatlioglu's got such a great run now coming into the Variante Alta, and he moves Locatelli out of the way, and Locatelli's now going to be vulnerable down at the bottom of the hill to Jonathan Ray. Ray with an opportunity for back-to-back podiums then at the start of this weekend here in Imola. The race is for 3rd position. The top 2 have already broken away. Locatelli again with that successful inside line at the bottom of the hill, but Axel Bassani proved a different approach. Wasn't quite the right one, and Rinaldi slotted on through for P5.
Yeah, a little bit like what we saw a lap ago at the front of the field. Just because it's bunched up so much, Bassani was then under threat from Rinaldi, and Rinaldi able to pick his pocket, but Rinaldi's going to probably give himself an opportunity now to get himself onto the podium.
Locatelli, Ray, Rinaldi, Bassani, all covered by 0.8 of a second from third place down.
Yeah, and it's getting closer and closer, even further down the field. Petrucci lapping faster than all those riders in front of him as well. So it just goes to show the pace in that third position group really has dropped off.
It's not going to be into turn 7 on lap 9, the penultimate lap though, and there is absolutely nothing now to choose between them.
Yeah, and for Toprak into
Toprak
Piratella.
ducks out to the inside line into Piratella, ahead of Alvaro Bautista. Bautista has only 1.5 laps now to respond. Could be subject to a third defeat of the campaign in this Tissot Superpole Race format.
Yeah, great move from Toprak there to get that done. But let's see what Bautista can do in the exit of the chicane down to the Ravazzas. We saw yesterday Toprak could put his bike in the right place all the time to defend. He needs to do that for the next lap and a quarter.
Every time that Bautista has got close to making a pass on Razgatlioglu this weekend, it has been off the Variante Alta and down the hill in towards Ravazza. Andrea Locatelli gave Razgatlioglu a masterclass in defence coming into turns 18 and 19. Toprak doesn't even need to go defensive because he's opened a gap over Bautista on this penultimate lap.
Yeah, Alvaro's not close enough, and he's not going to be close enough into turn 1, so it is going to come down to the Ravazza on the last lap. As long as Toprak hits his markers, he's got the pace to be able to keep Alvaro at bay.
Last gasp fight. Oh, big slide for Alvaro Bautista on his way into the new Variante Bassa, and Razgatlioglu opens a big advantage coming off the final turn. Half a second the gap between them with 1 lap to go. Thankfully for Bautista, it's a near 5-kilometre lap, 22 corners, so there's no shortage of opportunities, but we know where the big opportunity is, and Bautista has got to close that gap before they get to turn 18.
Toprak's got enough of a margin now, and it's about Bautista trying to claw back what he can. The exit of turn 7 up the hill might let him draw back a little bit of that margin to Toprak, but Toprak is doing everything he can to hold on to this. He's riding excellently, and for Alvaro it then comes down to, will an opportunity present itself?
Well, what was a half-second gap is much less than that now. Just a couple of tenths of a second between Razgatlioglu and Bautista. Same margin between Locatelli and Ray for third place. The rest of the fights look largely settled. Bautista to the inside line as the Yamaha prefers to carry a sweeping line through Piratella. Bautista tagged right onto the tail of Toprak Razgatlioglu. No opportunity to come through at Aqua Minerale. Now it's about the exit of turns 14 and 15, the Variante Alta. Razgatlioglu on the inside line. Alvaro Bautista might try to catch him by surprise, but is never going to outbreak Toprak at the top of the hill. It's at the bottom of the hill that is crucial now. Bautista with the exit. Will it be good enough to pass Toprak Razgatlioglu into the Ravazzas for the final time? I think Razgatlioglu's got enough of an advantage here. Bautista not quite alongside. One final attempt then into the pits bend on this final lap.
Toprak was stunning through that top chicane, and that's what's keeping Bautista behind them. But let's see if Alvaro can get one last chance.
Last gasp effort. Pits bend on the final lap of 10 in this Tissot Superpole race. Toprak Razgatlioglu is too strong on the brakes for Bautista. The number 54 a little bit deep. Drag race then to the line. Toprak Razgatlioglu will hold on. His third victory of the 2023 campaign and his third victory in the Tissot Superpole race format.